What's up guys, it's Kuldeep and we're back, but today we're going to be looking at the Apple Watch. So you must be thinking, why talk about the Apple Watch in 2021? Well, it's been exactly 6 years since Apple released the Apple Watch Series 1. And how far has it come? Is it really worth it? I'm going to be talking about my experience of having the Apple Watch for about 6 months.
Yeah.
So the watch that I have here is the Apple Watch Series 5. Series 5 with LTE. And this is not a Series 5 review. I mean, this watch came out about 2 years ago, and I'm pretty sure everyone knows how a Series 5 is by now. But it's going to be taking a look at what I feel is important, what stood out to me, what made me feel like this watch is worth it, and what you might be looking at when you want to buy a new Apple Watch, or any watch for that matter. So by the end of this video, you won't just know whether it's good to buy an Apple Watch Series 5, but an Apple Watch in general, and what you need, the Series 6, the SE, or if you could still find the Series 5. I'm going to help you find out. So Apple integration, that's the first thing that we look at. I mean, the Apple Watch works very well with your iPhone. The Apple Watch app itself works so well. It really is just amazing. I'm sure the Samsungs and the Androids can do the same. I have seen the Galaxy watches that do pretty well with that as well. But what I like about the iPhone Watch app is that you can pretty much do anything. You can change settings, you can download mini versions of apps that you already have on your iPhone, and you can also download music from your Apple Music to save offline on your Apple Watch. So that's pretty cool. I found that feature very helpful. Let's get to fitness. Now, this is something that you can get in a smart band or a smart watch pretty much from any company. However, it's really good to have it on the Apple Watch. I mean, there's pretty much all the exercises that you're going to need. I would prefer a little more diversity in terms of resistance training. And for someone like me who likes to track his calories and just get an idea of how much work I've done in the day, I feel like the calorie tracking features have really made my life a lot easier. But as I said, this can be done in pretty much all smartwatches. The accuracy, however, is something to be debated. For me, it's worked well. I know when I've worked hard and I know when I haven't, and the calories reflect that. So I'm very happy with the features. Now let's move on to music. Now, I haven't tried Spotify on my Apple Watch, but I have used Apple Music and it works really well. You have all the features that you need. You can access all your libraries, and if you're connected to your phone, you can stream directly through this, or you can use the LTE on the watch, which will also make it easier. Or, like I mentioned earlier, you can save offline, which makes it so much easier because my iPhone's quite old and it's filling up very quickly. And just having the space on my watch to download the music that I need has made my life a lot easier. So I really appreciate that feature. Another set of important features are the health features. Now, a lot of them don't really mean much to me. For me personally, they're alright, but it's good to have them. I mean, this is the Series 5, so I have the ECG monitoring, which I do now and then, but obviously I don't have any heart conditions, so it's not an issue. But for someone with heart conditions, I'm sure that will be a very good feature to have. I know the Series 6 has a blood oxygen sensor, which I think is really cool, but I've heard it's not super accurate. So I feel like the health features are decent. They're good to have. It's a good feature. I'm not going to complain that it's there. But the one that stood out to me the most, especially in times that we're living in today, is the hand washing feature. So it automatically picks up when you're trying to wash your hands. It just starts a 20-second timer, and as soon as that's done, it will vibrate and make a sound so you can stop washing your hands. And I think that's pretty cool to keep, just to keep your health safe, especially in the times that we're living in right now. The only annoying part about that feature is when I'm just using hand sanitizer and I'm rubbing my hands and it starts triggering, it gets a little bit annoying. But besides that, it's pretty good. Now let's move on to one of my favorite features, and that's customization. Customization is one of the reasons why I was on the Android spectrum for the longest time, and I've slowly stopped doing too much of that, but I still enjoy having the options, and customizing every single watch face on this watch is just amazing. All the watch faces have their own unique ways of customizing. You can change the color, the font, the styles, the individual stripes on certain watch faces. You can do a lot. I think the most complicated watch feature has about 9 complications. So I really like the fact that you can go completely basic and just have a digital clock on, or you can have pretty much every information. You can have your sunset, your sunrise, you can have everything that you want, anything that you would want. So I really like that feature, and I think it's pretty good to have. And I think that most people, if especially you enjoy customization, you're gonna love the features on this. You can do it through the app or you can do it on the watch. Either way, the features are the same, and I think it's just brilliant. Now let's talk about the look of the Apple Watch, the physical appearance. I think the look of a watch is very important, especially for someone like me who used to be a classic watch guy. I mean, I still wear them now and then, not as often because I wear my Apple Watch every single day. But I feel like if you're gonna have something on your wrist, it needs to look good. So looks are subjective, and I feel like a lot of people would probably prefer a classic looking watch. But over time, this watch has really grown on me. I really like the cleanness of it. I really like the stealthy look that the black version has, the one that I have. And you can always go more eye-popping if you want to change your bands. Like I have a contrasting white band, which I think looks really good. I feel like the design can change. It's due for change. I mean, the design hasn't really changed since the first Apple Watch. So looks-wise, it's a thumbs up for me, especially because it feels like it's from the iOS ecosystem. The iPhones of today are squared off, and sure, it's really cool and industrial. But the older iPhones up until 2020 had that rounded look, and it just literally looks like a piece of your iPhone that has come up on your wrist, because that's exactly what this watch is. Everything that your iPhone can do, this can pretty much do, just in a miniature version. So that's very cool. An important thing to note is that only the Apple Watch Series 5 and the Series 6 right now can do always on display. And that I feel like is the most important feature for me. I'm super glad that I was able to find the Series 5 at a discounted price. It was basically the same price of an SE, and that's why I went for it. But the always on display just makes your life so much easier. There's so many times where you don't have the chance to do the whole action to look at the time. It's just rude, especially in a working environment like myself. When I'm talking to a colleague and I have to run somewhere, I can't look at my watch like this. It just comes across as very rude. And just having the always on display makes it easier to just glance at my wrist, whether I'm talking or doing my work. It just makes your life so much easier. So that's a very important thing to note. For me, that's one of the most important features, and if that's something that you would also like, you must just keep that in mind, that it's only exclusive to Series 5 and Series 6. Now let's talk about battery life. I feel like Apple Watch is one of the worst smartwatches when it comes to battery life. You can get maximum 2 days of battery life. This is the Series 5 and it has the always on display, and I've kept the always on display on, but it only gets you 2 days. I think that is honestly the worst feature of this watch. When I'm out and about and I'm staying at a hotel or something, it's always that one extra charger that I have to carry, or that one extra cable at the very least. So that's something that you guys need to take a big consideration of. So Apple, I really hope that you guys can improve on the battery life. I know why. I feel like in terms of performance, this Apple Watch is super smooth. The animations, the graphics, everything is brilliant. And that's probably why the battery life takes a hit, because the processor is just very powerful. But I wish that they could find an easy medium, or at least just somehow find a way to fit a bigger battery on this watch, so we could have at least 3 to 4 days of battery life. I'd really appreciate that. Or, we can be hopeful and even get 1 week of battery life. So that leads us to my first question. How far has the Apple Watch come, and is it worth buying? Well, I feel like Apple has done a pretty good job in iterating this watch and improving it every single year. If you look at Series 1 and Series 6, it still looks very similar, and that's the only thing that really has stayed the same. I feel like performance has improved by a lot, screens have improved by a lot, just the features themselves have improved, and I feel like Apple, with its constant OS updates, have done a really good job in keeping this watch up to date. So all the features that I've said, if any of those are really important to you and you feel like you want a smartwatch, then you're going to be happy with this. But if battery life, if price, if all of those things put you off, then maybe it's not worth buying. But to Apple, I think they've done a good job, and I feel like all they have to do is improve on the battery life and just change the design up a little bit. because in terms of features and performance, I don't think that the competition has that many better offerings. So that's been it, guys. This was the Apple Watch. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys in a week or two. Peace.